Lowriders, wrote journalist Ted West in 1976, expressed the refusal of a young Chicano American to be anglicized. There has never been a clear case of the automobile being used as an ethnic statement. While East Los Angeles plays a huge part in the story of the lowrider, it seems likely that the concept of lowering cars came from the border town of Juarez, at least according to an elder, Mauricio Herrera of Boyle Heights, through a technique called tambándola, or dropping it, where people would load sandbags in the trunks of their cars to lower them. He says, "I was born and raised in Juarez downtown district, and remember older Pachucos sandbagging their cars as early as 1939. People thought the idea was insane. Then I moved to Los Angeles in 1942, and sandbagging didn't come into LA until 1947. Herrera claims that Pachucos in LA then discovered that vehicles could also be lowered by simply removing the car's shock absorbers and then heating up the ride springs with welding torches until the metal became loose and fatigued. Of course, all of this compromised the integrity of the car, but the whole point is the look of the thing. It is a moving piece of performance art, meant to be a little ironic. So, the motto became bajito y suavecito, or low and slow. The ultimate spot for cruising to show off your lowrider was, and is now again, Whittier Boulevard in the southeastern part of Los Angeles. But for a time, the lowrider and the practice of cruising came to be closely associated with gangs. Back then, it wasn't socially acceptable to be a cholo or a chola. But it was a matter of survival. Being American, Chicanos' Mexican parents didn't really understand them. But being plainly not white, they were not really considered American by other Americans. Young Chicanos were the only people who understood each other, living in a kind of netherworld between two cultures. Also, the neighborhoods they lived in tended to be abandoned by city services. So young people with nowhere else to go for protection and understanding banded together and formed gangs to make their own makeshift families and do what they felt they needed to do in order to survive. Because of the association with gang lifestyle, cruising was banned in many parts of California until recently. But mostly, and especially now, it is a family affair. And even though there has definitely been an air of misogyny in traditional lowrider culture, Chicanos have never been the kind to sit on the sidelines.
Yeah, this guy has out of the car control, and it's going dipping it. Bumper's taking a beating, but definitely the biggest hop I've seen. Do you like that, ladies?
I actually have one of those.
You have one of those?
I have one of those, and it actually gets higher than that. This is another one of my Chicano homegirls. She was a lowrider. I grew up with my uncles owning lowriders. It's in my blood. So just grew up, I seen that car for sale. I told my husband, pull it over. I told the guy, I'll give you cash. It was a rust bucket. I built that car from ground up.
Walk us through the fashion. Striped shirts with collars.
The Charlie Brown.
The Charlie Brown, okay.
Yeah, this
black
is
pants.
the black pants, the khakis, the
What are you rocking for
slippers.
shoes?
The
Slippers.
This is old school. And it's kind of went away for a little while, and now it's coming back, right? What do you say? I used to dress when I was in junior high school, all the way. And I always had to have the creases and all that. This car is my youth. It brings me back in the days, my youth. I enjoy it. Stress reliever. I work for an aerospace company, for the Boeing company, the legal department. So I come out, even though I have that professional life, this is what I like to do.
Do your coworkers know that you have this side?
They do now.
Nowadays, lowriders have finally become an accepted part of California culture and have expanded their reach, even across the Pacific.
多分日本中の人が誰も知らなかったことだと思います、ローライダーという言葉は。で、日本には当然一台もない頃で、そこら中で動かすわけですよ。ガスステーションだとか、 レストランの駐車場とか、もうどこ行っても人がいるとこなら。だから僕たちが創世紀に始めたってことでバッて注目されたんですけど、アメリカ人がもともと発案してやってることを見たり、日本の車作りとか僕たちの考えとかから交流したり、どんどん深まっていくわけですね。1年に1度横浜で大きなイベントがあるんですけど、それはローライダーだけじゃなくて、日本人が作ったアメリカンスタイルの車やバイクを見にわざわざ飛行機に乗って見に来るわけです。これはすごいことで、一番驚いてるのは多分カリフォルニアに住んでるメキシコ系の人たちが嬉しいと僕は思ってます。自分たちが始めたなんか複雑な多分生活様式の中で始めた文化がもう世界中に広がってるっていうことはすごいことだって思いますね。